Everyone, today we'll be going over how to write SQL entries. So we have two tables, one for the core staff members and games for information about this game. And notice how there's a common column between the two tables, and that is favorite game and name. They're both names for the games. But now let's move on to the actual problems. So first part, we want to write an entry that outputs the name and message preferences of all staff members whose favorite game is made by Riot. Running this query should return a table that looks like this. So in this table we have columns name and message preferences. To do this, we need to somehow join the staff and game tables together, and so that we can filter and select it after. So let's do that real quick. So we have to, in order to select only the staff name and their preferred messaging platform, we have to say staff dot name comma message preferences. And then they're all from the table staff games. Where is our condition? So we want to make sure we filter the results to only include the rows where company column in games is Riot. So we use where to say staff dot fav game is equal to games dot name and games dot company equals Riot. Okay, and that'll be it for the first problem. For part B, we want to list the staff members who prefer games that can accommodate 10 or more players, along with their snack preferences. But like how we did before, we want to join staff and games where our favorite game is equal to name, and then we want to filter for the max number of players that's greater than 10, and then we want to select name and snack preferences from those. And then we also want to sort it by staff name. So kind of going over what we did before, just repeating. Let me see if I can just copy it over. From table staff games where fav game is equal to games dot name and max players greater or equal to 10. And then we want to order it by staff dot name ascending. That will be our query for part B. Moving on to part C. Now we have to find which game are the most popular among the staff. To do this, we want to join the staff and games table using fav game equals name again. And then we want to count how many staff members favor each game, and then after that we want to group the results by what kind of game it is, so the genre of the game, and then we want to sort the result in descending order popularity, and then if there's a tie, then we want to break the tie by the alphabetical order. So doing what we did before, we select genre from staff, and then we want to join games on, let me couple up is that, on staff dot fave game equals games dot name group. Oh, oops, didn't write this one. Should have wrote this out. Yeah. And then we group by genre. And then we want to order by total staff. Descending. Genre. Ascending. Oh, we'll go up to right count as total staff. And that's it for our problem. Moving on to part D. Let's analyze how game references relate to drink choices. To do this, we want to group the staff table by their favorite game and drink preferences, and then we want to count how many staff there are for each combination. And then we can do having count greater than 1 to filter out the combination that only appear once. And then finally we sort this in descending order of staff count. So we select fave game, drink preference, count as, let's say, staff count, from staff, order by fave game, drink pref, not order by, group by, and then finally having count is greater than 1, and then staff count descending.